This is what we're doing today. We got Doug's car moved into the paint room. We got the paint room cleaned out pretty good, you know. We blew it all out. Washed the walls down with a little bit of water, sprinkled a little bit. Did you blow the door?
Mm-hmm.
Blew the door. And Jolene did that, you know, as I was doing other things, like cleaning up that area. We stripped the front of the hood. We stripped it all the way down to the bottom where we're going to get. We're going to have to feather it off there a little bit. It's hard to get at. Nothing was coming off, so that's what it is. Like I said yesterday, we took the pinstripe all off, and then we took a little block, and we went along the pinstripe where it was. I see I need a little bit more going on there, and I'll tell you why I think it needs more. It's because it's squared off there. It doesn't look like it's feathered off. So I'm going to take a little 220 block and go along that and finish that off. And that's how we did that pinstripe. We put 2 layers of tape there, so we did not hit the silver. But we did peel the pinstripe off. Jolene actually did that too, didn't you, baby?
Yeah.
She did so. Today we're going to shove Jolene in on the videos a little bit today. More content. Is that not right? That's more content. Jolene helps me, so, you know, we're going to show what she does. But we're going to start masking this car off, and it's going to be a daunting thing, and I'll say that because when you spray primer on this, the primer goes down inside the hood, it goes through the doors, it goes inside here, it will go down here and maybe try to get on the silver. When you spray something, it goes everywhere. So when you strip something like this, or when you're painting something like this, one part of the job is trying to get everything stripped off without ruining anything. The second job is to get it taped off so we can prime it so we don't get any primer on anything. I think we have a car that the whole underneath the hood is painted. But anyways, that's what we're going to do right at the present moment. We're going to try to get it taped off so we do not get any primer on the things that we do not want on there. And this is what I'm going to do. I got a couple rags. I set them down over there, taking a rock out of my shoe. I got a couple rags. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open the door up. I'm going to start with this door, because what has to happen is we've got the outside stripped. We're not going on the inside because I don't know what I think, but we're just not going there. But this has to be taped off or blocked off so no paint gets down in there. And I can see stuff in there, and I went in there and sanded in there. But I'm going to open the door up. And what I'm going to do first is, as you can see, there's one job is to strip the car. And then the second job is to tape it off. And to tape it off, what can I say, is a little, I'm not into taping much, but I know that it's another part of the job. Some people are really fast at it, and some, like me, just tape it off and get the job done. That's what I do. I try to do it as quick as possible. Let's face it, I'm going to blow a little more off. I see some dirt inside the door that I want blown out. We always step on that, ruin that, don't we, baby? Huh?
Yeah.
We make sure she plugs in, she plugs in. Another part of the job, too, is blowing it off. You can spend hours blowing something off, hours. I don't want big pressure, I just want air pressure. I don't want to, you can see the dirt coming in on top of the hood and the cowl. Like that's hours to blow that off, get rid of that, you know, hours and hours and hours. Because I am actually blowing off dirt that's probably been there for years, you know, right? So, can you pull that, sweetheart? Just pull it, thank you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my, what I call is my wax and grease remover. Where's your rag? Where's my other rag at? There it is. I'm going to use my wax and grease remover as a spray 9. I'm just going to wipe inside the doors a little bit, and then I'm going to dry it off. But I'm just going to pour it in this little rag here. Usually I have a spray can, but I don't know where that bad boy's at. I'm just going to have to wipe this off. I want to wipe it off, clean it all off a little bit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Clean it off a bit. Something to stick to it. Anything that we don't want paint, we have to apply. See, look at that now, huh? All that was wax. I'm taking off right now. There's some wax in here, right? See that wax there? I'll have to take that off. And so I guess what I'm saying is, the quicker, not the quicker, but the faster you work, I guess, depends on how quick you get it done. You know, you can make this, you could farm this out for a day or two if you wanted to, I guess. I'm gonna try to get it done. Gold got to be happy with this. Oh, baby, got to be happy with this. And be happy with ourselves. Hard to get at there, right? Hard to get at. I got her though. I got her though. Just wiping it off. I would never get nothing to stick if I didn't wipe it off. And I probably couldn't say I done it if I didn't. Right, could I, baby? Right? Couldn't say I done it if I didn't. Now, I'm gonna have to close the door here probably a couple times, once or twice. When I opened up the door, then I just took the chips off. There were some chips on the edge of this door. I just took them off with the 80 grit. We have to remember that I'll put that somewhere. I just hit it with the 80 grit a little bit. Just knock the chips off. So all I want to do is knock the chips off the edges. We don't want to leave no chips on the edges. Not really. That's not a part of making someone happy, is it? Huh? Just wash inside this door a little bit. And I'm using this as a wax and grease remover, just for cleaning it. It's a household product, what it is, so I'm just figuring if it's good enough for the house, well, it's good enough for the old car, you know. It's even got a lemony smell. So, this is what I'm going to do. I have 2 rags here. I'm going to set them right here for now. There's the new paint gun that we'll be painting with. We'll be painting with that brand new gun, $39.99. That's what we'll be painting with. What I got here is I got some foam, and I'm going to try to apply it along this surface and along this surface, so when I shut the door, the foam is there to hold the paint from going in there. If there's a problem after I get going, or when I open the doors up there, then I'll know I'll have to spray paint on that area or try to get that primer off the best I can. That's what I'm going to do here too. I'm going to stick a piece of foam on the back side of this door and see if I can contain the paint from going in these doors. And it's very, what can I say? It's necessary to prime the car. It's necessary. Where's that fucking scissors at? Damn it. I was looking for them, but I couldn't find them. So, this is what I'm going to do. So the first thing is I'm going to try to get the door shut and sealed off. And then we'll go for the back door. See what happens. Haven't done this in a while, but we're going to get onto it real quick. this up here. I'm gonna stick. Where's the thicky dyed at? Not very thicky. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna block that. So when I shut the door, we'll see, we'll continue on from here. Got a piece to run up front. All this stuff here is like arts and crafts. Jolene's learned to enjoy it and like it. Have you not? Do you not? Mm-hmm. Jolene has, learned to enjoy it. There's more involved in just getting in the garage and, going in here like that. Open. Now I'm gonna run a piece along the fender, along that edge, on the outside edge. I'll show you. Put another piece of the fender. And we're gonna have to do it, obviously we're gonna have to do it twice because we're gonna prime it. And, we want to get that up a little higher, I think. How do I get that down? I'm gonna get on your side. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to do it twice. That's what the doctor calls for, I guess. Trying to get your fingers down there. It's not an impossible job, it's a hard job. I'm going to say that I can shut that door, hopefully. It's going to be blocked off. So we can do the back one. See the foam? See the foam sticking in there? It's a little close there. I'm going to try to bring that up a little bit. Why not? Get that blocked off. Down to there. We'll put tape on the face of this. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm just going to open that up. I'm going to run a piece on this end. Doug did a fabulous job getting the door handles off. He did a fabulous job. What's going on here? Oh, he's got new rubbers on the door. Yeah. We'll take our spray knife. We're using a wax and grease remover and removing that wax on the edge of this. The cleaner it is, the cleaner the paint job, I guess. And basically the end of it. The cleaner it is, the cleaner the paint job. As soon as I get this taped off, I'll get Jolene to maybe do a little bit. And we'll trade these. Knock that over. And wipe it all off. And that's just because, like I said, the cleaner it is, the cleaner the paint job. Just clean that off, even though we're not going in there. Also, when we prime it, we won't spray it right in the hole directly if possible. I mean, I'm going to keep that in mind when I'm spraying it. When I put primer on. We'll show you that process too. I got a piece of sandpaper in my pocket. Have there's a little chippy poo going off there. We want to feather that chip off. No chips on the side of the door. And we want the paint to stick real good on the edge of that door. Not going inside it, just going on the edge of it. Get too much paint build up and then there's no problem. Nothing there, nothing there. So from there on in is putting a piece on the back of that door and taking them off, taking the doors off. That's good. I wasn't looking forward to taping this off. It's been a long time since I taped the car off, but I wasn't looking forward to because of this fact. But this is making it quite easy, you know. It's not taking that long to put this stuff in there. It's just a matter of measuring the length, cutting it off, putting it in there. Nothing to it. Piece of piss. Ranky-dank pissed in the kitchen sink. That used to be my nickname one time, Ranky-dank. Yeah, Ranky-dank pissed in the kitchen sink. Freddie used to say to me. We got a little bit of, it's going good there. Awesome. That's stuck on there. I'm going to shut that door there. There we go. And we got the foam inside there. Anything that you tape off and tape is laying on, there'll be no paint. You know, if tape is laying on the paint on the metal part, there will be. I want to see if I'm gonna peel that off. Just to see what that is. I'm gonna clean that off a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this door. Get that one taped up there and glue it up there. Just a minute. Oh, now I know what we got to do. Should have done before I done that. Before we do this is another mistake that can happen. We've got two holes there. We got to tape that off before we shut the door. And the reason being is, if I don't put tape in that hole and tape it off, the primer went through there into the car. So I'm just gonna go get some tape for a second. How you doing, huh? How you doing? You're such a gracious dog. Did you want to take over? Or you just want to knock it over? Did you want to take over? Or did you want me to just continue this, get this shut?
Yeah, and then I can start taping.
Yep, and I'll talk while you tape. We get all the squirrels blown out of the gas cap. Get all that blown out. You'd be surprised what comes out of a car when you decide to blow a little bit of air on it. You'd be surprised. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a hard thing to get to stick. Wow. Wow.
Do you want those cotton pads?
I want nothing
No.
cotton in there. I think I just want to cover the hole up if I can. Just want to cover the hole up if I can. It's a hard one. It's a hard one. It's a hard one. But it's not a big issue, I guess, but it is an issue. Gotta deal with it. Gotta deal with it. Wow. So greasy here, eh? Damn it. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna shove a rag up in there. You know what I mean? How you lodge a rag up in there? That's what I'll do. Just gonna back you up there, sweetheart. just going to a different plan. Gonna lodge a rag up in there, because I can't get the tape up in there. And that'll stop the paint from going through. That's all I need. And that's what I'm gonna do. And when I'm done, I'll pull the 2 rags out and I'll use them after. That's all. Right?
Yep.
We won't waste them. We'll just put them in there so they don't let paint in through. That's all. I can't get tape to stick on. I need to make it this rag to stay, to be honest with you. I'm gonna call it good enough. I just have to remember not to blow on the rag, if you know what I'm saying. Just show you. This one here I might be able to do tape. But the back one isn't. But we got to fix for it, didn't we? Put a rag in it. Put a rag in it. I've heard tell the old saying, put a sock in it. But put a rag in it. Does the same thing, yes, in the end. All right. Now, when we switch over, me and Jolene switch over, I take over the camera and stuff. If I talk or anything, it's just for her, you know, because I'm talking to her as we're working on it, right? That's what we do. If I talk to her, it just means that I'm just trying to get a little bit of, like this wax in there. You know what I mean? There we go. Here we go. Alrighty. Rags in there. You're good. Awesome. Perfect. I'm going to shut this one. There we go. Now I'm going to get Jolene to, actually I'll just do something here right quick, just so I know it's, I guess that just assures us that no paint is coming out on the gray. That's what it assures us, does it not? Mm-hmm. That's what I'm doing it for. We will have to do it. I'm just putting it in there on the edge a little bit. You know, there's no, you know, if I didn't do it, there might be an issue, right? If I didn't do it, there could be an issue. And we just don't want to have any black or any primer or anything on any gray paint. And if we do this, just cutting it down a little bit. This is not the tape I generally use. Doug brought it to us. It's not working bad though, I must say. It's not working bad. It's not right sticky. That's one thing that we do like. Alrighty. I'm gonna turn it over to Jolene, and you can tape up the window, this piece here, the windows, and that sort of stuff. And I'll just watch it.
I'm gonna use this one.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. So on the car, we don't want any tape put on the car, like the black part, and we try not to tuck. It's round there on this edge of chrome. It's round down at the bottom. We don't want to tuck it down in there. We just want to face it. You start tucking it down underneath the chrome, you're gonna have a problem when you put the paint in there. It'll, what do they call that? It'll connect itself, it'll bridge itself to the tape, and then you'll have a hard time getting the tape off. So if you just face what you see, if you only face the chrome that you see, then you should be fine. Because you can only tape what you can see. When you start going beyond, that's when you start getting yourself in trouble. You start tucking it like places where you can't see. If the tape is laying on the paint, also, you must know that there's no paint getting on that. There's no paint getting on where you're going. So as we got it going here, we're looking good down through the middle of the door because no primer can get in on that black inside. We've got it taped off where the handle is. We've got a rag in the back door. And let's continue on, sweetheart.
Up here.
Yeah, she's gonna do on the chrome, on the stainless. We can, just a sec there now. I'm gonna take a look for a second underneath the drip rail. If there's a rubber sitting up there on the black, we're gonna stay away from that. I think, in actual fact there, Jolene, you might as well, here's the white stuff right here.
You want to use the white stuff?
Yeah, you may as well. What we're gonna do is we'll just tape it all off as one window. And what we're gonna do is, let's start from in here and go over there where the rubber is. So you'd have to look up underneath there. And if you look up underneath that window, there's a rubber up there. So let's go up a little bit further. There's a rubber up underneath on that window on the black. We're not really gonna get black paint there. So let's start over here and tape a piece of, oh, sorry about that. Tape a piece of tape all on the top of that, right over to the front A-pillar. And then you've got something to tape your paper to. No, can we put it on the drip rail molding? Just put it on the drip rail molding and bring it to starting right there. Perfect. So what's she gonna, she's gonna put it on the drip rail molding, run it all the way along. That gives her a good edge to tape her paper to. We're gonna make it one big piece. You're gonna go all the way along right to the front. And that will contain, what that does, if we take that window all off at one, that'll contain that whole inside free of dirt. Jolene's got her soccer ponytail on today. She's playing soccer today. So we'll just rip that off there. We can I don't want you, we're gonna try to put a little bit of paint around that back corner. And in this here, in the back part here, let's mask where the stainless is here. Let's push that in there like that. Maybe up a little bit further. And then we'll just come in here and paint that so I can put a little paint on that. You know what I mean? I would use the smaller stuff too, the 3/4 inch to go around that. You can still put that on there, tape it anywhere. You can just put it on there for, you know, to get it, and then take the thinner stuff and use it to put it on there perfectly if you want. Yeah, so you just continue on with that. There's a rubber right down here in the corner. Let's take another little piece of tape and we'll get it on that rubber right around there and come up there, right around that. Sorry about the camera work, people. But we're just we're doing it together. Yeah, so we'll take the window all off as one big piece of paper, and then we have something to take two. This is a learning process, isn't it, Jolene?
Yeah.
It is, it's a learning process. It's not something that you become good at right fast. It takes practice, you know. It's called, like Albert Iverson said, practice.
It's not really sticking to the rubber that well.
Well, as long as it faces it, like we can throw another piece on if we want to. We can throw in just a little tiny piece and try to face it a little bit better and then leave it. There's no sense trying to tuck it. Just face it and carry on. That's all you can do. Yeah, you can play with it for hours. I could probably wash it off a little bit better, maybe. Let's get a big piece of paper going.
Okay.
We'll get a big piece of paper going. Alright, we're gonna go, she's gonna bring the paper over. We've got a piece of tape up on the wall, and this is what we do. It's an old, I guess probably get it at a meat wrapping store or something probably. Pull your, hey, just a minute now. Pull your length, try to get as length as the window, so take an eye at that. You might want to turn that a little bit so you can go that way.
The pole one?
Yeah, that'd be probably best, and I'll help you hold it one end. You're just gonna pull it out there. She'll rip it off. If it's too long, it's okay. Just like that. I grab the other end just like that and hold it for her. And then we put it up on the wall. Oop, camera work's not fast, but.
Maybe,
Just put a little tic-tac right here, I'll hold this. Just does that. And I would think that any woman would be faster than any man doing this, to be honest. But then again, it's called that practice thing again, is it not? You want to move down the end? I'll hold this way.
Okay.
I'll go down the other end, actually.
Yeah, a little bit.
So what I'll do is hold it up for her. Just go along here. This is kind of the, you can get the ones that you pull out and the tape goes on for you. We do not have that. We do not have that. We just have what we have here. And what we're gonna do is, we're gonna pull it off. And we'll take it over to, I should actually,
Okay, I'll put it.
Jolene's gonna take it. She can start it on, I can start it for her on the back of the car. As long as you got enough to go to the front. That's all I care. Got enough to go to the front?
Yep.
Go for it. Start taping. Oh, sorry. Down the front, right down the front. You wind it right up through. Okay, you want to do that? Okay, cool. Gonna tape right on just like that. You can go right down around if you can. Well, try smooth it. We'll cut it. You know what I'm saying? We can cut it.
You don't want to do that?
Well, if you wrinkle it up, it's fine for priming, but we wouldn't paint it all wrinkled up, if you know what I'm saying. That's fine. The only reason I say that we wouldn't paint it wrinkled up is the reason because the less chance of getting dirt held out into an envelope would be a flat piece of paper. If you have the paper that has an envelope in it, well, then you get your chance of getting dirt in there and not getting it out. So now what you're going to do is you're going to fit along the bottom. I just tuck it under, tuck it under. I wouldn't, tuck it under this way, yeah, exactly. Put it under that way and get to your tape. That's what you're going to do, just like that. Get a spot to hold for yourself and then go from there. And it doesn't matter right now if it's wrinkly. You can take a little more out of it, sweetheart. You might as well pull it out a little more. You get a chance to get the wrinkles out of it. Just pull it down a little tighter. Get as tight as possible. Now, you can tack one spot there, and then you can play with it somewhere else. Once you get it held down, there you go. Now she's going to wrap a gift here somehow and make that fit somewhat in the corner somewhat. And that's the part of masking your car. Like, it's not any certain way. It's just get it masked up so no paint gets inside the car. And try to, generally try to get it on as flat as possible. You need any hands? Need a hand?
Maybe. You want to put the...
No, keep going, man. You're doing fine. Keep going. Put some tape on that right there. Oh, sorry about that. I'm a little bit close to you. Put a piece of tape on that. Then we can put a big piece on after, right? That don't matter. And here, take this stuff. Pull it down. Just put a little piece of tape on that right there. Boom. Get a little close. I'm sorry, the camera works probably not so good. You can put it any way you want to hold it. Put it on lengthways if you want to. There you go. As long as you got her held. And it doesn't run down the tape or the paint, that's all. There you go. Yep. Oh, sorry. There you go. Now you just scream out, "Who's your daddy?" There, just hold it up a second. Get that paper stuck up there. One side in there, just stick that paper on. There we go. Hey man, if you don't do it, you don't know. If you like, if you don't watch or see it be done, you don't really know how it's done, do you? And that's what we're doing right at the present moment. Jolene is taking herself to the next level. She's working on camera. She said, "Hey, why not? I do while the camera's down. Why would I not do it when the camera's up?" So we're just going to continue on that way. We'll give you 10 or 15 minutes of her time, and her time is quite valuable. Or she thinks it's valuable, but anyways, don't you, baby? Huh? And we're just going to continue like that all the way back. We will show the process of us priming this car. I'll hold that down for you. Jolene's got it. She's got it. Just put a little piece of tape on, then run a whole piece. There you go, she got it. A mask job can make you or break you. You start masking a car and you start laying tape down on the metal where the paint's supposed to be. It can ruin you. Just like that, you really have to pay attention to make sure everything's fitting right. Trying to anyways. Just tuck that all in there and make a nice snowball and tape it down. Give you some room to tape it down and call it a day. You can take a piece of tape and flatten that paper down too if you want. Just hold the paper down tight. Just hold it down tight. And then you can tape it in place. Tape your corner. And take a little piece and tape it at a time if you want to. Tape's hard to go around that corner that way. So if you can make sure, just try to pull the paper back some. So you just pull your paper back a little bit. So you can get some tape on it. You know what I'm saying? You got lots of room there. There you go. And see what's going to be going. That don't matter what it looks like. See, but now we got to face that. So rip yourself a little piece of narrow tape, that long, and just face that. You know what I mean?
That tape isn't very sticky.
Okay.
At all. Okay.
That's funny. That's the automotive tape.
That's weird because.
Just face it. Don't tuck it. How you feeling? What do you mean you don't know? See, there's where you, somewhat like that little thing there. It's sort of not where you want it to be, laying over, a ledge there. We'll do that, and then we'll go from there. That looks good. That will hold primer. So this is what it looks like. We got foam down in between the door. She's got it taped all along the top. She's got it taped going down the A-pillar. This little place right here is going to have to be played with. There's a little gappy going on there. I'm just wondering what that's for. We would never leave this piece out hanging like that because that would interfere in our primer, obviously. We have to make sure we're checking on our line. Going down on our door, we might be down on paint there, so we'll have to lift that up some. See how it's down there on the paint there a little bit? Or is it? Well, anyways, we're going from there. That's what she looks like. We got this door foamed. We got the green tape in there.
You want me to do panels for here?
Got the foam on here, got the foam down here. That foam moved, I see. No, we may as well go to the other side and do the exact same thing. Or, yeah, you can do the panel. Yeah, why not? Finish it. She's gonna make the panels for the side of the car. You can rip them the length that you can control them. How's that?
Yeah.
We'll go over all the tape before we prime it, just to make sure. That's what we'll do. This is a basic tape job, and that's what's going on. Basic tape job. We're not going on any more than that. This is not paint day. This is trying to get it covered up, so the primer can go on. I'm going to go to the other side and hold it. I'm not as good as you. This camera works terrible. Hold with us, folks, hold with us. That's the cost of growing. That's the cost of growing right there. We're trying to grow today, and that's the cost of it. Chad's camera work isn't so great. Right?
Yeah.
That's the cost of it. What we'll get you to do next time, baby, just break up off a little clump, no matter, smaller piece. I'll hold one side for you if you want. Oh, gee, terrible. And the rest is up to her. And the rest is up to her. Something threaded. So in here?
Might be Napa.
Ah,
I'll get this on.
Napa know-how. That's cool though. We had to get a sheet of paint or tape.
Tape.
And then we're she's gonna have to pin the first one herself. I go over about 3 or 4 inches at least. We can take it down the line, yep. And then she runs it along the car. If there's any women out there that want to help their hubby, it's a good time to communicate and be together, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could even get better at it than he is. You know what I'm trying to say. We're going to try to get some primer on this car. It's going to be a good day to get some primer on it. We'll have to let it set for a day because we use primer that has hardener in it. And we're going to let it set for a day. And we're going to use the primer to do some of the work that needs to make this car what it should be. Whatever's needed, we'll do it with some filler. And then we'll make sure it is what it is. And we'll prime it where the places where we fixed before we paint it. I'm not sure if we're going base clear, if we're just going to go with urethane. I heard someone on the line say that they always get, they used the cheap guns before and it gives them orange peel. Well, that's I guess that's my little thing, I guess. I try to spray that little gun at high pressure, the highest pressure I can put on the gun, I spray that to make the paint flatten down, and that's what I do to make that gun work. I spray it at high pressure. I just make sure that I'm on the move before I pull the trigger. Can you do that again, sweetheart? Now she'll take a look of the length that she needs on the front fender, and then she can adjust how far you're going around the front. Like you're going around the front to the headlight, so you can make a little length there so you can, you know, take it in your brain. Then you know how big a piece to make. She's taping it down the door on the edge so we don't get anything down below that, and we should be fine. We're not spraying anything down there, but we want to make sure that none of the primer's down there. We're gonna grab a little piece. I'll just stay where I'm at because I know if I wheel this bad boy around real quick, the camera work isn't that great. I got a little handle I'm holding on to now. Holding this thing is like, oh, he's got a little piece. I'll just back out here. Just making her piece of the back wall, and tape on it. It's much easier to stick your paper on if you put your tape on it. There is a machine that does that for you. And if I must mention again, we don't have it. The machine that puts tape on it. There is a machine that has the paper and the tape going together. If you know what I'm trying to tell you. You can shove that right inside there if you like. For now, as long as the tape's there. As long as you tape, run it right on the inside. You gotta run your tape right around to the inside. Just that, sweetheart. when you got your tape on, where your finger's holding the tape on, it's gotta go right around the headlight,
Okay.
as if you're covering the silver going inside the headlight. Perfect. You got it, Pontiac. And you can shove that right around, like, well, we can't shove it all the way in there. We gotta cut it off of the front
Yeah.
and go down where the silver is. So you can use a pair of scissors on the front if you like to try to mask it up with your,
I'm just gonna do the seam.
okay. But see now, as we work in here, this is what happens. I get Jolene to do things like this, mask things up. That's the only way that it got masked up the first time, so we got it sanded, because I got her to do the masking, and I did the scraping the paint off. And that's the way you do it, I guess, to try to get it done. She helps me out in all ways. All ways.
You got the scissors?
The scissors are over there on the floor, I think. Yeah, see them on the floor there. And what she's going to do is get the pair of scissors and just try to cut up this front here to make it fit the fender best as possible. She'll rip a couple of big pieces of tape and make it work. We have to mask off the grill. We have to open the hood. We have to mask underneath the hood so we don't get no primer on the engine. The radiator has to be masked off. We have to throw the covers over top of the wheels. And I guess when you go to get, you have to put some paint this next to her. Can we have some tape go on the silver before you put that in there? See the silver coming up? We want to tape the top underneath the headlight. You know, the front, the first head, yeah, exactly. We want to put a piece of tape across there.
On the black side.
You want on the silver side. See, that's how easy things can get complicated. If we got painting on the wrong side of the tape, it could be an issue. And something like that on top of that, on that headlight, you really have to let the tape lie where it lies, because if you start pulling it, the tape will pull back off and will not fit right, if you know what I'm trying to say. You really have to let the tape fit the way it's going to fit and not pull it, if you know what I mean. Okay. Take another little piece of tape, go down across the front. Let it. No, don't pull the tape. You got to pull that top piece in. You got to put another piece on the top here. See where it's come off?
Right here.
Yeah. You got to put another piece of tape, yes, in there to hold that on. Yeah. You don't want to pull it off. You don't want to pull it tight. See, that's what I'm talking about. You got to let it lie where it lies. So your tape's running down there. Now push your paper in and see if it'll go into the. That's it. Yeah. Keep pulling your paper if you can. Your old ponytail's away in my shot.
Do you want to do it?
No, you just take a piece of tape. You can't get the paper in there? I can't believe the paper's that tougher than you are. There. No. See how you got it up top? See how it's pulling away up top? See how it's underneath the light? Okay, see, that's what I mean. You have to make it lie true. I don't know if that makes sense in that. Lie true. That's where it can get you sometimes, if you're not paying attention to that, see? And if that's not lie up in there tight to let the paper lie where it should lie and tape it in place, then you can get paint up in there, and then we'd be, you know, it'd be just something that you'd have to deal with. And it's so easy to mess up on something like this and not tape it right. Yeah. As long as it's nice on the face, inside the light's generally okay. If you have to rip that to get that in there, you go for it. You just make sure that the eye's in there tight.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking. Freaking thank you.
Might have to stick the tape.
You can, and then block the hole right off, eh?
Yeah.
Block the tape off. We're going to start a build soon, I think. And we're going to build a dream car pretty soon, I think. It's almost time. Doug's car is getting on the way. As long as it's inside the light, it doesn't matter. Just as long as it's on the face of the silver, it matters. Mm-hmm. That's good. And then we just put a big piece of tape over the hole, sort of, so no primer can get in there. It'd be nice. We don't care. We don't want the tape coming outside the hole. We want the tape inside the hole. Okay, you're going to do it that way. That's good. As long as it goes on the right spot. Beautiful. You can take a piece of tape and shove it inside the hole to cover the hole, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, put your hand in there, but shove a piece of tape on from the front.
Okay.
Or back if you can. The back side would be cool because it'll stick. Yeah, back side probably better actually. So you're gonna stick some tape on the back side of that hole, so no. It's quite a process really, is it not?
Yeah.
It's quite a process, but it has to be done. And some of this stuff might be done twice because we do not want the buildup of the primer on the paper and the dust that it contains after sanding it. So after we prime this a couple times, then the fun begins again because we'll get 2 coats of primer on it. Then we're back into blocking it off with a guide coat. And that's very dusty, and when you start having dust and paper and all the crevices, it really makes it hard for a good paint job because so much dust contains in that paper. So we're gonna do the antenna. Might as well wrap a piece around the antenna. Do not go around the circles on the antenna, or you can like one piece, but like I've seen it go around, around. That's ridiculous. That takes too long to get off. Just a nice piece around it and one piece over top of it. If you know what I'm saying? Go one around and then one over top and just squeeze it together. Yeah. You want no paint on that, if possible. Oh, it's possible. Yeah, just go around and then tape it, and then take a small piece and put it over the top and squeeze it together. You got her, Pontiac. Keep calling you Pontiac. You got her, Pontiac. All right. We need another thing too on the side of this fender. Doug took the lights off the front, I said. In the front, we gotta get in the inside. We gotta put a big piece of tape on that so no primer can go on the inside of that light. See the light on the side? So hoping that there's no big amounts of undercoating right there. And we'll stick a piece of tape on the inside. And poke it out, just, yeah, greasy gravy. Yeah, greasy gravy. I like ordering gravy with my fries. I even like throwing a little ketchup on it. Don't I, baby?
Yep.
I always order gravy with my fries. So now we got the 2 doors sealed off. We got the 2 doors sealed off. We got the windows sealed off. We can go back and grab the gas cap on that thing and throw a piece of tape around the gas cap and cover the top of it up. We don't want no paint getting on top of the gas cap. You can take it off if you want to and just run a piece of tape around it.
Take the cap off?
Yeah, you're just doing the stainless part, right? Just go around the top part, not going the inside part. No, just the cap itself. So take a piece of tape, run around the edge of the cap, and then put a piece of tape on the top of it and cover it so no paint goes down on top. That's all. We just want no paint on the stainless steel cap of the car. And all this stuff matters, you know, in the end. I mean, let's get real. If you opened your car up and you had paint all over your gas cap after you get it painted, you would think, no, don't need that, just the cap itself.
Okay.
Just run some tape around, yeah, that's fine. We'll run some tape around that.
Gotcha.
And just go around, yeah. Go around the edge of it, all the way around, yeah. Exactly. And then just put it back on.
Okay.
And then should we have the gas cap completed. What's gonna have to happen underneath the trunk and the hood, the trunk's gonna have to come up. We might have to throw a little foam all the way around the edge of the trunk. That's probably what we'll do with the trunk. We'll probably just pick it up, we'll foam it, just like we did the door, just like that. Right there, and the door's foam. I see the foam falling off there. That doesn't make me happy. Grr, makes me not happy at all. You know what I mean? I'll get in the other side and poke it on the best I can when we open the door up, put the foam back in. Foam in the front of the door. And the reason I say I'm gonna have to get in from the other side, because the windows are, the doors are shut. You know what I'm trying to say. So, we got the cap done up. Just put that back on, tickety-boo, just like that. And then it's off to the other side. Just gonna do the other cap. Suppose you think you're gonna give that to me for Christmas, do you? I'd take it if it was from you. wouldn't I? Put up on the shelf.
Yeah.
Baby's Jag cover. Just guess where the gas tanks are in this thing. They're in the trunk. In the trunk. I'm just joking.
Where is it?
Yeah, they're in the trunk.
Dual action.
Full action, alright. You'll have to write to Doug on that. Leave tape on them. Right? You didn't even think anything was Christmas. So I guess from there on in, I guess you see what we're going to be doing today. I'm getting tired of holding this camera. It's hurting my hand. She's following me. Jolene's done a good job so far. And that's what's going to continue happening as we do this car. We're just going to keep on taping and trying to make sure that everything is masked up. She's just checking her tape there now, coming down the side. And then we'll make sure everything's masked up. The grill will have to get masked up. Down around the bottom will have to get masked up. Oh, my hair. My hair. You did so good, so you swear to God, I think it was heavy. What I want to do is, that was bothering me. I don't like how that fell off there. I like how that fell off. Things like that happen once in a while. See how that... Anyways, see that there? That would be a boo-boo for paint. See how that went across there and goes on top of that? We can't have that. And that's the stuff that we fix as we go along. Alrighty, everybody. Have a good one. Jolene's going to try to get more active with me, and we'll do it together as a team. And after we get going here, we're going to get on to building. Like the training keeps on going, I guess. And you either get on or get off. And we're getting on. Aren't we, baby?
Yeah.
Right on. Have a good day, everybody.